Ding, 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 ding. I just wrote it.
Ding, 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 ding. Cloud Brothers. Okay. And we are being recorded.
Copyright,
Right.
copyright October 14th,
Yep.
2021.
Yep. DMCA strike if you use our amazing Cloud Brothers song.
No.
So what are you doing today?
I think since this all started with us trying to get you into a cloud position, I think we've given away the lead here a little bit. That I found out about a cloud position at this place called Tastock.
So I have that up on the screen.
So I think what we're going to do is go through what we would be doing if I was researching and trying to apply for this job. So I would look for DevOps kind of thing in that list. And I would.
Okay, so, oh, wow. So there's Vancouver, Texas. I think that probably what we're talking about is maybe this one, Remote Solutions Consultant, Austin, Texas.
I do want to, there is one in there that's interesting though. Is that all the tech stuff? Yeah, that's all the tech stuff.
That's customer success. This is general administration, the marketing, product development. I think that must be DevOps, right?
Somewhat. Product
sales.
DevOps is what what the software. See all those software guys.
That's all software engineers. Yeah.
I don't know how
senior.
They may not know how the AWS stuff works, but they 100% depend on the AWS stuff to do what they do.
Okay, so I'd be presuming it's something I'd be looking at.
Wait, I just want to go back one and explain something to you. This might be an option too. I don't know what they get paid though. So I saw the technical account manager. Even though it's Australia, I'll just explain to you what that does because it's an interesting job. It's the technical account manager from what I see or what I understand, because the short form is TAM. And they are the project managers for all the DevOps engineers. So they don't necessarily do the technical work, but they make sure that the technical work gets done. So they are the basically the DevOps engineer wranglers.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So that's an interesting thing too, because you don't need as much technical skills to do this job. You need more technical understanding.
Yeah.
And this could lead into another technical job if that's where you want it to go.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I gotcha. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, like this is more managerial, project manager kind of thing, rather than actually clicking the stuff. I have no idea what they get paid. Like 0%. No.
Oh, I hope it's not 0%.
Yeah. I actually talked about doing this job at one point with one of my bosses, and it's like, you understand that you're not going to be able to do any technical stuff when you take this job, right? Like you're not going to have hands-on keys fixing code. That you don't do that anymore. And I'm like, maybe I don't want this job.
Yep, not for me. Yeah, fair enough.
So that's it. That's all I wanted to show you. So I think you were correct, though, to go back to your question or your answer.
That is,
yeah, I think that one. Yeah.
Probably be this one or one like it if it's not this one.
Yeah.
So let's see. Customers. Hold on. I can fix that.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
All right, just make it go above our heads here. So it says why.
It goes above my head. I catch it.
Nice. Yep, that's funny. That's from some movie. I am too fast.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's yeah, that's Drax. It says that. Dave Bautista. Design and build function functional solutions within the service offering specifications, meeting all scope and duration requirements, JavaScript, customer resources, document project. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that sounds solution-y.
This is more
Yeah, it
software.
looks like software development. So maybe
Yeah,
not.
this isn't it.
Hmm.
This
Okay,
isn't
but
it.
I get the point here anyway. Let's pull that back to 100%. And I'm gonna go back into review mode. And I didn't touch this quiz. I was touching other quizzes
Nice.
over the week, but but the topic based won't hold your position, but these ones do for some reason.
Oh yeah, it's because it's a simulation of the real exam.
Did you know that I bought a domain name? You want to know what it is?
Mm, sure. Yeah,
dfacebook
no.
dfacebook.ca.
Huh?
dfacebook,
Yeah.
you know, like defacing a coin.
Yeah.
dfacebook.ca.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
I'm not gonna obviously screw with Facebook and like try to make it look anything like Facebook or
Yeah.
criticize Facebook or do anything with Facebook. This is what I'm gonna do with it. I decided. I bought it. It cost me 99 cents.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take AWS
Yeah.
and some code, and I'm gonna make it so you can upload a picture of your
Yeah.
choosing to
Yeah.
it, and then I'll have you can. It's like a boredom website, and then you can
Yeah.
draw on it, and make it funny. Like if you want to put a mustache on your grandma or whatever,
Mhm.
you can then download that as a JPEG or a PNG or whatever,
Yeah.
and then share it with your friends. And it's I think I could do that. I think that'd be pretty funny, and it'd just be a stupid project to do in AWS.
I think everything except for making it public, like making it your sample project and like
Yeah.
your learning thing. Yeah. I think as soon as you made it public, the Facebook lawyers would be all over your
Well,
ass. But
they'll send me a cease and desist letter or
yeah,
something like that,
remember
and if
the first.
they catch it, they'll maybe even cease and desist and tell me. But
Yeah. I imagine that there's a lot of things like that though.
it's like the other thing would if I did want to go public with it, if I sent them in you know if I sent Facebook a message, if I can, and say, hey, I made this website, you can have it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's stupid.
That stupid project that I learned that you might be able to turn it into a job.
Yeah, I don't want it. I'm not gonna nail myself up to a cross because of a website name.
No, no, that's not what I mean.
No, I know, but I'm just saying I'm not gonna go to the point where I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
get
yeah,
sued.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna go to the point where I'm gonna get sued.
You're not gonna die on that hill.
No,
Yeah,
it's just I had a stupid idea and I thought 99 cents. I wonder if this exists. Oh yeah,
yeah,
it
yeah.
does. I haven't, and then I don't know. I'll cancel it at the end of this year.
I don't know if it's me being the age I'm in and not being able to see, but that's super fuzzy to me. Is it fuzzy to you, or is that just the technology?
It's probably just Discord compressing it on you.
Yeah,
Let me just pop open. Just I wonder if that'll change it. It does too. Yeah, it's really fuzzy.
yeah, really fuzzy.
That's a Discord thing. Let me just blow it up and see if oops, wrong one.
Blow it up.
Hold on a second here. What?
Like
What?
wasn't like this last week. Hmm. You probably
Here. I wonder. Uh, hold on. I gotta
in our
think.
year.
Oops. There he is. Perfect. Perfectamundo. So, just let me go here and we'll blow it up a little more. Can you see that, even though it's fuzzy?
No.
How about now? How about now?
Yeah. It's going to have to be that big.
Yeah, that's fine. It's it'll be good for a phone. If you're watching this on your phone, I guess.
Yeah, looks like looking up at it too. It's hilarious.
What's that?
It looks like you're looking up at it on the feed. It's hilarious.
No, it's funny because I'm looking up at the camera. A tech company has a CRM application hosted on an auto-scaling group of on-demand EC2 instances. The application is extensively used during office hours from 9 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. Their users are complaining about the application being slow during the start of the day, but then works normally after a couple of hours. Which of the following can be done to ensure that the application works properly at the beginning of the day? Let me preface this by saying that I know the answer to this question because it came up in my topic-based study.
Yeah. I also know it.
But I have to look at the answers in order to answer.
Yeah, scheduled scaling.
Yeah, configure a scheduled scaling policy for the auto scaling group to launch new instances before the start of the day because you know when the rush is coming, basically.
Yeah.
Correct. Boom, baby. Studying.
Mundo. Bam.
Okay. A software development company is using serverless computing with AWS Lambda to build and run applications without having to set up or manage servers. They have a Lambda function that connects to a MongoDB Atlas, which is a popular database as a service platform, and also uses third-party API to fetch certain data for their application. One of the developers was instructed to create the environment variables for the MongoDB database, hostname, username, and password, as well as the API credentials that will be used by the Lambda function for dev, SIT, UAT, and prod environments. Considering that the Lambda function is storing sensitive database and API credentials, how can this information be secured to prevent other developers in the team or anyone from seeing these credentials in plain text? Select the best option that provides maximum security. Enable SSL, secure socket layer encryption that leverages on AWS Cloud HSM to store and encrypt sensitive information. There's no need to do anything because Lambda's awesome. It doesn't say that, but that's what it says. Create a new KMS key and use it to enable encryption helpers that leverage on AWS Key Management Service to store and encrypt sensitive information. AWS Lambda does not provide encryption for environment variables. Deploy your code to an EC2 instance instead.
Screw you guys. No idea.
It's this one.
Yeah, you had this one?
I did. I didn't say that, but I did.
Yeah.
Oh no! It fucked it all up.
Man.
Secure socket layer was wrong. I also guessed that last time. Why?
I had trouble with this one too.
Because the reason why I forgot it also it incorrect since enabling SSL encrypts data only when in transit.
Right.
Your other times your team would be able to see everything. So I was confident because I picked that last time and I'm like, oh, I remember this one. But the answer is create a new KMS. But because it's in, you'll be able to, the encryption will only be in transit. So it has to be this one. A new KMS key and use it to enable encryption helpers that leverage on AWS Key Management Service to store and encrypt the sensitive information. That makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
And if you don't think so, you can watch this.
Okay, so let's stop.
Yeah, I never watched. I watched some of them. The ones I was interested in, I watched.
They're good. They just made all these. It's just, little diagrams and stuff like that. And it's
super useful.
Voice and text, so it's kind of cool. Okay, save and next. A company hosts multiple applications in their VPC. While monitoring the system, they notice that multiple port scans are coming in from a specific IP address block that is trying to connect to several AWS resources inside their VPC. The internal security team has requested that all offending IP addresses be denied for the next 24 hours. For security purposes, which of the following is the best method to quickly and temporarily deny access from the specified IP addresses?
Go up to the top of it. I'm pretty sure it's the knuckle because they like saying knuckle.
Knuckle.
Go to the question again. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, inside their VPC. That's the key there. That's how you know it's a knuckle.
A company hosts multiple applications in their VPC.
Yeah.
While monitoring the system, they notice the multiple port scans are coming from a specific IP address block.
Yeah.
That is trying to connect to several AWS resources inside their VPC. That's the second time it says in the question. The internal security team has requested that all offending IP addresses be denied.
No, there's two ways you can do this.
For security purposes.
You can add a security group. You can add a rule to the security group of the EC2 instances to deny from the IP address. So that is at the subnet level.
Okay.
The NACL, which is the network access control list, is at the network level. So the VPC level. Right?
Yep.
So you can accomplish this with both. But I think the way that the question, like, it's either security group or NACL. It's one of those two.
Correct.
Yeah. And it's going to tell you the same thing. That's an important little tidbit of information, though, because NACLs are at the VPC layer and EC security groups are at the subnet layer. Very important.
Yeah, it's exactly what it says right here. What you just said, it says it right here. At the instance level and not the whole VPC. So that's cool.
It's important. It's important enough that I know this one. And the reason I know it is because I had to work on security groups. And when you have the security groups, you have the security group and then the NACL layer, and you have to make sure that the two layers have the proper inbound, outbound stuff. Because if you have it open here and closed here, it's not going to get through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like a double key thing or whatever.
Alrighty.
I didn't explain that well, but it's important.
Yeah, I understood. Excuse me. A company is designing a banking portal that uses Amazon Elasticache for Redis and its distributed session management component. Since the other cloud engineers in your department have access to your Elasticache cluster, you have to secure the session data in the portal by requiring them to enter a password before they're granted permission to execute Redis commands. As a solution architect, which of the following should you do to meet the above requirement? I feel like that's a super smart idea, but I don't know if that's... Huh. But yeah, I don't think it's an IM question though.
Auth token, I don't think it's a password. It's asking specifically for a password, right?
Yeah, it says You have to secure the session data in the portal by requiring them to enter a password before they're granted permission to execute Redis commands.
So nothing to do with. I think the only one that makes sense is the one you have clicked, I think. Because none of the other ones, as far as I know, require a password. And to do MFA, you have to put in your password.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Well, no, it's the top one.
No.
Okay,
All
so
right.
let's read why. Incorrect. Using Redis auth command can improve data security by requiring user to enter a password before they are granted permission to execute Redis commands password protected Redis server. Hence, the correct answer is authenticate the user's Redis auth by creating a new Redis cluster with both the transit encryption enabled and auth token parameters enabled.
Yeah, see, auth token, I would have assumed you would be providing it with the auth token. So that was the false flag that got me. No.
Oh, geez. Where did I write it?
Why wouldn't it say ask password?
I want to show you something in Amazon when we're done doing this, by the way.
Okay.
It's something I saw on Udemy where I was like, oh, that's so cool. But
yeah.
Oh, that's not possible in IAM. You have to use the Redis auth command. It's just not possible to do it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. I didn't use very much Redis. Okay.
That earned them a hard fine.
Yeah.
A content management system is hosted on a fleet of auto-scaled on-demand instances that use Amazon Aurora as its database. Currently, the system stores the file documents that the user uploads in one of the attached DBS volumes. Your manager noticed that the system performance is quite slow, and he has instructed you to improve the architecture of the system. In this scenario, what will you do to implement a scalable, highly available, that's what's wrong. The word doesn't say highly, POSIX compliant file share system or shared file system?
Yeah. Shared file system?
It's okay, Siri. Go to sleep.
Oh, EFS. Yeah. Yeah, it's EFS. And the reason it's EFS is because that's the only one that's a shared file system of all the answers. Final answer, Chuck.
Yeah, simple, scalable, elastic file storage.
Elastic file storage is neat. Look at the diagram. Elastic file storage is neat. So say you have a web server, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have static images that you want, but you want to have a cluster of web servers. So any web server that you go to has access to your photos, for example. But you can run it from multiple instances. So you can run your website on smaller instances that seem like bigger instances, which saves you money.
Yeah.
That's EFS. EFS is very cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It's very cool.
All right. A company needs to deploy at least 2 EC2 instances to support the normal workloads of its application and automatically scale up to 6 EC2 instances to handle the peak load. The architecture must be highly available and fault tolerant as it is processing mission critical workloads. As the solutions architect of the company, what should you do to meet the above requirement?
This is a math question.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
To create an auto-scaling group and set the minimum capacity to 2 and the maximum capacity to 6. Deploy 4 instances available. No. Create an auto-scaling group of EC2 instances and set the minimum capacity to 2 and the maximum capacity to 4. Deploy 2 instances availability zone and 2. Nope. Create an auto-scaling group of these 2 instances and set the minimum capacity to 4 and the maximum to 6. Deploy 2 instances available. It's this one.
Yeah, because the math adds up to 6, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and it's AZs, not regions.
Mm-hmm. I just want to check this one too, though. Just set the minimum capacity to 2. No, because you need 4 minimum. Because you have to have 2 and 2. Because it's mission critical. It's mission critical, man.
Critical, man.
You ready? You agree or disagree?
Yeah.
Yep. I win again.
It's basic math.
Yeah.
I win again, Jim.
I remembered that from the CCP as well, because there was very similar question.
I have that one, yeah.
And yeah, it's when it's mission critical, you really got to count those availability zones and minimums, and maximums. Or you know what I'm saying. Telecommunications company is planning to give the AWS console access to developers. Company policy mandates the use of identity federation and role-based access control. Currently, the roles are already assigned using groups in the corporate Active Directory. In this scenario, what combination of the following services can provide developers access to the AWS console? Identity federation and role-based access control.
I think AD connector is one for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's a requirement. And then the rest. IAM roles. Role-based access control. So IAM roles. Or maybe okay, goddamn it. I think we had this one before. It's either IAM roles or IAM groups.
It's IAM company policy mandates the use of identity federation and role-based access control. Currently, the roles are already assigned using groups in the corporate Active Directory. So you want to connect the Active Directory,
and you want to have it linked to your groups because they're already in IAM groups. So I think I've made this mistake before, but
what's the mistake?
They're already in groups, and so you can just do IAM. Doesn't need to buy IAM roles because they're already in groups. IAM groups are just groups of roles.
Yeah.
Right. So based on the question, go up. There's a very specific word in there. The roles are already assigned using groups in the corporate act. Oh, wait. I might be wrong there. I don't know. Pick one and click the button.
Well, this is what you said originally, and I don't know.
That's what I said.
I'd probably pick these two.
Yeah, I think I made a mistake. For some reason, I think it's groups, but click the button.
Woo!
Oh. Right, see? Well, you don't second guess yourself.
Yeah, first instinct. There you go. Let's read why it's right. Considering that the company is using a corporate Active Directory, just because I didn't know, considering that the company is using corporate Active Directory, it is best to use this for easier integration. In addition, since the roles are already assigned using groups in the corporate, which is what you just said, it would be better to also use IAM roles. Take note that you can assign an IAM role to users or groups from your Active Directory once it is integrated with your VPC via the AWS Directory Service AD connector. Sorry, go on.
This is popular too.
Yep.
A lot of companies use this.
Well, it makes sense. AWS Directory provides multiple ways to use Amazon Cloud Directory and Microsoft Active Directory with other AWS services. Directories store information about users, groups, and devices, and administrators use them to manage access and information to resources. And it provides multiple directory choices for customers who want to use existing Microsoft AD or lightweight access protocol. aware applications in the cloud. It also offers those same choices to developers who need a directory to manage users, groups, devices, and access. Okay, we'll go to the next one.
Blah, blah, blah. Give Microsoft money.
Yes, please. An application is hosted in AWS Fargate cluster that runs a batch job whenever an object is loaded on an Amazon S3 bucket. The minimum number of ECS tasks is initially set to 1 to save on costs, and it will only increase the task count based on new objects uploaded to the S3 bucket. Once processing is done, the bucket becomes empty and the ECS task count should be back to 1, which is the most suitable option with the least amount of effort. Whoa.
CloudWatch event on the S3 push object. S3 object put operation. Is it you want to guess on this one? I have an idea on this one.
Just let me read the answers first.
Okay.
I'm not going to read them out loud because they're all really long.
Yeah.
So I'm reading this one now. Sorry, I have to read the question again now.
No.
Yeah, okay.
I'll tell you what, it's not. It's not an alarm in CloudWatch.
Well,
so it's between the top two.
Well, it doesn't say this. Oh, it does say CloudWatch. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they don't make sense anyway. So this one's is asking to detect delete operations and run the Lambda function to reduce the number of EC tasks. And this one says create another rule to detect S3 delete operations and set the target to the ECS cluster with 1 as the task count.
Yeah, and the objective was so
you want to get it back down. You want to get it back down to 1. That's
and you don't want it to be 0. And I think the top one you would get it down to 0.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so because you're specifying that you want 1, set the target to the ECS cluster with 1 as the task count. That's what you want to reach. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
I know this just because I know what a CloudWatch event is. The CloudWatch, does it talk what? Yeah, there you go. Just read or say what a CloudWatch event does.
Well, yeah, let's read it. You can use CloudWatch events to run Amazon ECS tasks when certain events occur. You can set up a CloudWatch events rule that runs an Amazon ECS task whenever a file is uploaded to a certain Amazon S3 bucket using the Amazon 3 put operation. You can also declare a reduced number of ECS tasks whenever a file is deleted on the S3 bucket using the delete operation. First, you must create a CloudWatch events rule for the S3 service that will watch for object level operations, put and delete objects. For object level operations, it is required to create a cloud trail first. On the target section, select the ECS task and input the needed values such as the cluster name, task definition, task count. You need 2 rules, one for the scale up and another for the scale down of the ECS task count. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would kind of be what you were talking about, where you can upload an image to somewhere and do something to it.
Yeah.
That's one of the options to do it. So upload to S3, do some crap, shut down.
Well, yeah, that's all I wanted. All I wanted that domain for is just to have a domain to play with. I wasn't going to make anything with it.
Yeah.
99 cents, $1.13.
No, it's good to have a thing that you can play with DNS with 100%. You know that yet? You have to hook up your domain to your DNS server.
Yeah. An organization. Yeah, it's funny though. Like GoDaddy is like where I got the domain name, and then I was like, but what I did forget was they go, yeah, your domain name's 99 cents. If you want to host a website here, it's gonna cost you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah,
Not,
that's right. I forgot.
not that much. And GoDaddy makes it super simple.
Oh yeah, I know, but
Do it.
for what I want to do, it's
Yeah.
too much money.
I think we did one at the very beginning where we made a static website in S3.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and we skipped the part where you tied it into your domain.
yeah.
So your first project to make
Oh, that's a good idea.
your domain useful
Mhm.
is to make a static S3 website and hook it up to your domain. There's your first real world project.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
No,
I'll do that.
simple and cheap.
Yeah. An organization needs a persistent block. Well, that's the idea. I just don't want to spend a lot of money to do it. Like,
Yeah,
spend pennies to do it. Like,
yeah.
because I'm mostly just playing with it.
I think S3 was like under $1 for
Yeah.
what I had done.
Yeah, it was really, really low.
Yeah.
An organization needs a persistent block storage volume that will be used for mission critical workloads. The backup data will be stored in an object storage, and after 30 days, the data will be stored in data archiving storage service. What should you do to meet the above requirements? Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm.
Can you read that question again?
Mm, mm, mm. An organization needs a persistent block storage volume that will be used for mission critical workloads. The backup data will be stored in an object storage service for 30 days. The data will be stored in a data archiving storage service. What should you do to meet the above requirement? Lifecycle policy. Yeah, that makes the most sense to me. No, but it's not.
They all say life cycle policy. Life cycle policy is true,
No,
but
I had this answer before, and I know it's Glacier. So I think it's probably this one because it has EBS, which is block storage, right?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and
I
then
think
Glacier.
I think that's right.
What did I realize before that Glacier was S3, or
Yeah,
did it? Okay, I must have just
it was your
forgotten.
favorite S3. It's just like baby Jesus is my favorite Jesus.
Yeah, that's you're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Hilarious. All right, fine. Correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want everything to go in Glacier, though. You have to watch.
if I
Oh,
if
it's a good diagram. I've never seen this diagram before.
if
It's a
if,
brilliant diagram.
if I wind up getting a solutions architect job of some kind, it's like every meeting.
Could we use
Hey,
Glacier?
how can we include Glacier in this? That's what I want to know, and
Great.
I will feel no guilt about it too, because
No.
it's the best AWS name, but it's also one of the main reasons why I like it is because it's super easy to get what it does.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because the metaphor is glaciers are so slow moving, and the mammoth is in there for thousands of years, just
Yeah.
sitting there doing nothing, and it takes a while to thaw out if you want to get it.
Don't know what they have a whole thing. That's a really good diagram. Look at that
Yeah.
diagram.
Oh
Go
yeah,
in.
it's super good. Yeah. Pa pa.
I wish I had that one.
It,
All right, one more, and then we're done.
okay.
Did we
Pop.
get 10
Yep. Pop. I want to show you something though before we
before we wrap up?
on stream before you wrap up. If you have time, do you have time?
I got time.
A popular social network is hosted in AWS and is using a DynamoDB table as its database. There is a requirement to implement a follow feature where users can subscribe to certain updates made by a particular user and be notified by email. Which of the following is the most suitable solution that you should implement to meet the requirement?
Why is it saying Kinesis?
Well, because it's a stream.
I see.
Is it? Well, no, wait.
Oh, you're right.
A popular, there's a users can subscribe made by a particular user. Oh, but it doesn't say it's a stream.
Okay.
It says it's a social network. I was getting mixed up with something else. DynamoDB table as a database. A follow feature where users can subscribe to certain updates made by a particular user and be notified. Oh. Okay, so yeah, maybe. Client library.
You want so one of the things notified by email means SNS. Do they all have SNS in them? Answers all have SNS because any answer that doesn't have SNS, you can.
Yeah, they all have an SNS. Lambda function, which will notify the subscribers. Lambda function will publish a message to SNS topic. Notify subscribers via email using SNS.
Yeah.
So let's see. They want to be notified via email. So email. So they all say email.
All right. I'll see what this is a good process, even though we're not getting any.
Yeah. So set up an SNS topic. When there are updates made by a particular user, notify.
I know why are they trying to use Kinesis is what's confusing me.
That's the thing. It's Kinesis isn't two of the answers. So it might be a distractor. We're talking about using a DynamoDB table, follow feature, subscribe, updates, user.
I think it's a database trigger.
But using the Kinesis client library, but you have to know who the person is, right? Or so I'm presuming that this is an assumption, but the social network is probably a streamer, like I do my video game streams, right? And then people can follow me if they want, like you like my thing, and then it'll show you updates when I go live.
Yeah. A database update when somebody follows you is just an entry into a database. So I think it's a database trigger.
I think it's the one. I think it's this one, which is why I clicked it. Do you have an opinion?
I think it's the DAX cluster.
I think it's this one. Okay, I'll defer to your judgment.
Yeah, I think it's that one. No, you're right. No, we're both wrong.
I was wrong. Enable Dynamo. The thing is I wanted to pick this though. Like I thought it was this. Which is why I clicked it. But my very first instinct was enable DynamoDB.
Yeah.
Because it says DynamoDB. And create Dangerous Lambda trigger as well. Let's see why I'm wrong though. I'm gonna go to why I'm wrong first. It's incorrect because although this is a valid solution, thank you, it is missing a vital step, which is to enable DynamoDB streams. With the DynamoDB streams Kinesis adapter in place, you can begin developing applications with the KCL interface with API calls, seamless, blah, 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 endpoint. Remember that DynamoDB DBD, it's because that's the game I play all the time. DynamoDB stream feature is not enabled by default. It's not enabled by default. A DynamoDB stream is an ordered flow of information about changes to items in an Amazon DynamoDB table, and so forth. This is really long, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I don't need to read that.
Just gonna.
DynamoDB is interesting, but gets real boring at the same time.
Yeah. Where'd it go? Yeah, and I shit the bed on Web Services Architecture Center.
What's this?
Hang on. I probably have to sign in. Is that my phone on me? Oh, that's loud. Off screen.
Oh.
Whoa. Here, look at that. Oh yeah, that's a good idea actually. I might not be set up to do this. Hang on. If I can't sign in, I might get you to do it if I can't. If my authenticator is set up for AWS, I think it is. No, I haven't done it yet. Okay. So trying to think. It's in Udemy. Okay, maybe I'll do that actually. I got an idea. Hold on. It's under the preparing for your exam part, and I'll put it on the screen because I'm not, or I might not let you actually. It wouldn't let me do it last time. Blacked it out somehow. Because it's so smart. No.
With this examples.
Yeah, just one sec.
All right. Have a drink.
Come on now. I'm just looking for this thing.
We're good. I have time.
Well, what
I
it's
just
called is it solutions?
I've seen solutions where they have all the shit. They're just
but
pre-built stuff.
but they're 3D.
Huh?
They're like a side view, like the
Oh, the diagrams.
yeah, the diagrams are 3D. They're like from the side, but unfortunately, I don't have my
You're talking
authenticators.
about
Oh, I guess I could set up my authenticator.
as well.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about. Three.
but it's the examples. You go into the architecture center, and
Cloudcraft. Go to cloudcraft dot here I'll send it to you. Or cloudcraft.co.
yeah, kind of like that. But they're
Actual examples.
but they're actual examples. Like they're examples. So if you go in,
You can I see it? Just send me the link. I'll go in.
well, it's just all I wrote was architecture center, and then slash solutions. But in the architecture center in AWS, you get it. Where do I get the QR code again to sign in? Do you remember? It's been so long since I've done it too. Hold on. Whoop.
Looks like you've logged in before. Is this your account from before?
Yeah, so it's a new one.
Can't you just reset your password?
Yeah, I can reset my password, but I need to get the QR code. Right.
Did you get a new phone?
I got a new phone, that's why, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Although I do. It's
just use your own phone.
I'm using it as a camera right now. Hold on a second.
Oh.
I can do that. I'm just going to turn off I'm just going to make myself invisible for a minute. That's a very good idea. Okay. Here. Where's my authenticator?
Much better than me. That's much better than me trying to do it because you're set up here.
Yeah. Hold on. So I'm going to. Where'd it go?
I'll sing the jingle again. Hi, brothers!
Oh, wait. That's Wayne's World.
That's Wayne's World. It's going to be different every time. We're the most. Have you ever seen those guys? The most famous physiotherapists in the world.
Yeah, those guys are hilarious.
Yeah,
I've seen them before looking for my stuff, and
yeah,
they make me laugh.
Yeah, it's like we're the most intelligent cloud engineers on the internet, in our opinion.
Yeah. Nice.
You say anything if you put "in our opinion" at the end of it.
Ha. I have to use my Face ID. Where am I?
I wonder how long my solution architect thing is valid for. Probably tells me on LinkedIn.
You should be able to look at. Oh my God.
I'm not going to write it again. I'm good. I don't need it anymore. You can have mine.
Oh, I know what I did. Okay. Oh, come on, dude. I just missed.
We just missed the number.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
I took too long because I had my oh, come on now. 7 7
We're down. Number down.
now it's asking me for
2.
what?
It's asking you for 2.
Well, no, I'm it was giving me a CAPTCHA.
Yeah.
Is this my let's make sure this is my root account or whatever. Doesn't really matter. Okay, I've had to do this twice now. Hold on.
This reminds me of the olden days.
Yeah, me too.
I'm pretty sure if I had to do it, I would have the same troubles right now. Although I log into mine, but I use LastPass and
that's
Oh,
what
my
I'm
shit.
that's what I'm using.
my shit's saved already.
Authentication. Yeah, it all was, but for some reason my old account disappeared. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. I see what's happening. I just figured out.
I don't know what loop you just went through, but I know I've been through that loop before.
Well, I thought that my
Root account was your main account, or
no, it's worse than that.
Your authenticator. You're picking the wrong authenticator.
Yes, I'm using Bitwarden, and
Yeah.
I
Shazbot.
you know, like Amazon, like when you order stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's the password that Bitwarden was entering for me.
Oh, I see.
I just looked and it was like Amazon.com or CA or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I have that in LastPass. You got to check the logo. I ordered a computer from Amazon. Ordered a little like $200 mini computer thingy, cheap ass thing. They got here in 10 hours.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I ordered it at like 11 o'clock, and it was there by 12 o'clock ish, 11 and 12. Yeah, and it was there before 10. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready for Amazon Prime World.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to cut this short because I have too much wrong going on here. I'll get our stream, stop recording. I'll
recording.
I'll see you. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
Ding, 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 clap